going to be talking about probably one of the most feared shots that people have, the shank. The shank is one in which you've hit the golf ball right off the inside of the face and it's gone obliquely off to the right. It's so unnerving when you've hit a great tee shot, a real good second shot on a par 5, and then you've hit that shot right off the end of the club and it shoots off to the right. And unfortunately, now you're faced with that same shot again for your next one. So let's help understand what's caused the shank in the first place. When you've hit the ball off the hosel of the club, probably one of the most common things that I see is that the swing has tended to get too much around in the backswing. When it comes too much around in the backswing, it returns that way. As a result, it's going to hit the golf ball right off the hosel and it shoots off to the right. So the first thing we need to recognize, if your ball has shanked off to the right, we've got to be very careful that your backswing hasn't snuck too much around in the backswing. If that's the case, what goes around will come back around and that's going to hit it right there off the hosel. I'd say the second type of shank is probably not as common, but for the better player it is. And that's one in which the club on the downswing is coming so much from the inside and is so late, the first thing that gets to the golf ball is the hosel of the club, the shank. This is again more common for a real good player to hit it off the shank, and that's a late hit from the inside, is exposing the heel first, which is going to hit it right off the hosel of the club. So we want to make sure each time that the club is swinging on the same place, same plane and direction on both sides of the golf ball. And as the club is swinging back down to the golf ball, the hips are clearing to allow that club to return back to the inside, and that's going to get me the nice solid hit. That's going to enable that golf ball to fly nice and straight towards my target, and I can assure you that will get the golf ball to go more in the center of the club. The other thing I suppose you can watch as far as the shank is concerned is your proximity to the golf ball right off the bat at the address. You've got to make sure you're measured to the golf ball correct. In this particular case, I've gripped almost down to the steel. I've let my arms hang down naturally. There's a natural angle between my arms and the shaft at the address. I'm measured to the golf ball correctly. If I get too far from the golf ball, that's going to extend the club to come too much around, and that can cause me to hit it off the hosel. So make sure you're the right distance from the golf ball. Watch that the backswing doesn't get too much around on the inside, which will return over the top. And also be careful that on the downswing, the heel of the club isn't leading because we're pulling hard and trying to get the club hit from the inside. That will expose the heel and cause the shank as well. So we want to eliminate that shot from your repertoire and get you to hit real good solid pitch shots so that you can get into the scoring zone. Thanks very much, and I know that'll help you.